Welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. According to spoilers for Days of Our Lives, Stefan Di Mera will give Gabi Hernandez Di Mera a fancy supper the week of July 29th to August 2nd. Gabi's return to freedom will make Stefan happy because it will allow them to commemorate their anniversary at the bistro. Days teasers claim that when Gabi brings up Ava Vitali repeatedly, Stefan will be uncomfortable. Now that Ava and Gabi are being forced to be together by Kristen Di Mera, Gabi might want to hear Stefan's direct assessment of her. Ultimately, Stefan found himself in a comparable circumstance when Clyde Weston made him collaborate with Ava. Stefan will feel uneasy since he had a covert affair with Ava, but Gabi will be inundated with inquiries about Ava and her true nature. That can cause Gabi to get suspicious and question why Stefan gets so tense whenever Ava's name is mentioned. Of course, since Ava will be working closely with Gabi at Di Mera Enterprises, spoilers for Days indicate that she will have plenty of chances to make mistakes too. Furthermore, Stefan will face numerous obstacles in maintaining his secret, which he is already finding difficult to maintain, since EJ Di Mera still wants to hold Gabi and Stefan accountable for ruining his marriage to Nicole Walker. DOL spoilers indicate the secret will eventually be revealed. What will happen to Gabi when she discovers Stefan deceived her with Ava and has been covering it up for the entire time? Stefan will argue that he just had one inebriated hookup, yet he still developed feelings for another woman. Gabi will still be wounded even though Stefan didn't care, especially since she was acting foolishly by thanking him for his commitment when she was incarcerated. We'd argue Gabi deserves the opportunity to give in to a little temptation of her own once she hears updates on Stefan and Ava giving in to temptation. To level the playing field, perhaps Gabi ought to have a one-night fling with someone other than her spouse. Since Alex Kyriakis is now unmarried and feeling jaded because of Teresa Donovan, he would be the ideal guy for Gabi to hook up with. While spoilers for Days suggest that Alex and Stephanie Johnson might reconcile in the future, maybe Alex could use a passionate night with Gabi in the meanwhile. Do you think Gabi and Alex would make a hot couple? Is Stefan at blame for allowing passion to flare up behind Gabi's back with Ava? According to spoilers for Days of Our Lives, Gabi will undoubtedly want Stefan to suffer, so stay tuned for more ominous news about bitter betrayal. Days of Our Lives taught us this week that you should never accept coffee from a murderer. That really seems like it should go without saying, but still, here we are. Because of Connie, we have a good feeling that Bobby is nearing death. She delivered some delicious pastries yesterday, presumably so Bobby could win Jada back. We believe that she had actually come to steal his room card, break in, and set him up as the murderer of Rafe. That's just what she did today, too. However, we saw something happen to Bobby when he went to see Jada. He was scarcely able to stand when he returned to his room. He was on the verge of passing out when Jada and Stephanie arrived at his house. Then, when Connie dropped by to frame Bobby, we found out that she had drugged his coffee. Which is understandable if you're a sociopath. It would be one thing to lock him up for the murder of Rafe, but until he was cleared, he would not stop talking about Connie. But murdering and framing him? People would be far too ready to grieve his death and move on, accepting that the perpetrator was someone they all knew suffered from mental illness. Now, if Connie was truly diligent, she would have overdosed him on the exact prescription drug meant to aid him with his mental health issues. It would be way too suspect if there was a foreign toxin in his body. Thus overdose would kill the body, but his own antipsychotic medications might also have an impact on the mind. Perhaps a bit too much. Although not exactly how she had anticipated, Connie's onslaught might eliminate her greatest threat. Bobby would be gone, but not Everett. It wouldn't even require the extensive, time-consuming, and expensive therapy and integration. Bobby is wiped away by the drug's shock to the system even though Everett might survive the overdose. Additionally, Everett might never regain his Alter's memories if he dies before reintegrating. Connie could withdraw and let Everett have a happy life, unaware of her murderous ways, knowing that her secret would be protected. That is obviously not how real-world drugs operate. They do not become extremely effective when overdosed. All it does is make them potentially lethal. However, in Salem, it's possible that Connie unintentionally solved everyone's Bobby problem in addition to her own. So, yes, Bobby might not live to tell. However, Blake Barris won't disappear even if he does. Panicked that she will be late to open the bakery, Chanel wakes up in bed. Johnny informs her that she had a day off. Thus, the morning is theirs. She stops him before he can kiss her. In order to avoid the possibility of becoming pregnant too soon again, she must take her birth control tablet first. Johnny tells her it's alright if she decides not to try again in the future. When the moment is right, Chanel can't wait to become a parent with him. If that's okay with him. He kisses her again, telling her how he feels about it. Abe and Kate are getting ready for their open casting call at the Body and Soul office. Kate lets their first actress in, Marlena's impersonator Hattie Adams. Hattie clarifies that although she wasn't fitting in anywhere, she was away trying to find herself. Then she recalled how, when she pretended to be Marlena, she fit in Salem. She realized that acting is her true calling since she resembles the actress who portrayed Charlemagne. Stephanie informs Leo in the square that Everett ended their relationship. Considering how much Everett used to talk about her, Leo feels that something is wrong. Additionally, he remembers that it took 3 shouts of his name for Everett to answer. He gives a gulp. What if this is indeed Bobby? Stephanie walks away, telling him to shut up. Leo smiles to himself. I've never stayed out of anything before. Hattie ruins her audition at the Body and Soul office. She apologizes, though, and expresses genuine regret for snapping at Abe over his notes. He claims that if she is able to access that, she will be herself rather than merely Charlemagne. Hattie thump, presumably happy that she got the job. Kate gives an eye roll. Hattie is asked to leave the room by Abe. Kate tells Abe how awful Hattie is. Her looks are too good, so Abe thinks they can get her an acting coach. Kate calls Hattie back in and yields to him. She is hired by Abe. After celebrating, Hattie gives Abe her best distant soap opera look. Hattie appears to be focused intently as she looks off into the horizon, her lips pressed firmly together and her forehead furrowed. At the pub, Paulina runs into Chanel and Johnny. Assuring Paulina that they will remain in Salem, the pair shares that they hope to have a child in the future. Johnny says he'll either find work in Chicago or become involved in unscripted local activities. Paulina encourages Abe to make Johnny an employment offer when he joins them. Although Abe is aware that it won't be a Hollywood hit, he still needs a qualified director. According to Johnny, it would be doing what he loves with someone he respects and loves. Paulina and Johnny Chanel Abe sip coffee mugs and orange juice glasses while seated at a table at the pub. Hattie reviews her contract with Kate while she's in the office. She tries to use benefits to bargain for something bigger than scale, but Kate is unmoving. Is this the part she wants? Hattie screams, "Show me where I sign." Everett brings the donuts to the station as a gesture of goodwill with Jada. He expresses regret for going too far in Rafe's hospital room. He wasn't acting like himself, she observes. He claims he's integrated now that he's recalled details he'd been ignoring for years. Since Bobby knew who killed Lee, she declares that to be a break between the two of them. Thus, he is able to inform her. Everett claims that it's hazy. He is accused by Jada of being Bobby, the person who stabbed Rafe. She keeps pushing till he gives up. Though he acknowledges being Bobby, he did not stab anyone. Yet I am aware of who did. In Bobby's hotel room, Connie types on his laptop while donning rubber gloves. Subsequently, she extracts a plastic bag that holds gloves stained with blood and bearing Rafe's DNA. Leo taps on the door just as she is about to plant them. Sarah remarked, "Well, she didn't exactly desert you." Xander inquired, "What do you mean?" Sarah revealed to Xander that following a mental breakdown, Fiona had been admitted to a mental health facility. Xander was surprised. Sarah clarified that Fiona had made an effort to sober up, but upon her release, she had been unable to locate Xander. Xander asked, "She looked for me?" Sarah gave a yes nod. And eventually, she learned that Victor had put you to work, so she backed off. She thought that Victor would look out for you, Sarah explained. Xander countered, "With all the illegal stuff Victor had me doing?" Fiona could not have been aware of the work, according to Sarah. Sarah shrugged, pointing out that Fiona had not wanted the truth to tarnish Xander's love for Titus. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.